Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dear Madam Adam Live. We've got some emails to answer. The text line is open. Don't forget to like that screen or the live. Don't forget to like the live. And feel free to roll call as you come in. Where are you watching from? We are an international community of mavens. Always a pleasure. Virginia, Pennsylvania. California. Excellent. Let's see here. I was shuffling I used my cards for some content earlier, and I found one of my cards on the floor. I just want to make sure I have all of them. Someone asked me that during one of my classes at which one was it? I think it was at Screamiverse. Someone asked me what I would do if I lost a card, and honestly, I would toss the whole deck, probably, to be real with you. India's in the house. West Virginia is in the house. More Virginia in the house. Very nice. Excuse me. I have a hard time with decks that have extra cards, let alone ones that are missing cards. But I think I would retire a deck if I lost some cards. What do you think about that, chat? Tossing would be the best. Yeah, not tossing it necessarily, like... Right? It feels incomplete in that way. So I would utilize it somehow, maybe, or just keep it as a part of my collection. But yeah, I have all my cards. I feel the same way. I hate when they add extra cards. Yeah, you could print it out, but it's just not the same. Excuse me. I've only ever tossed one deck. I actively threw out a deck because I found out some things about the creator. They were posting a lot of anti-trans stuff. So I just tossed the deck. I literally just threw it out. Use it for altars or something else in my home, maybe repurpose into a collage with other small pictures. Yeah, that's a great idea. See, repurposing it is an awesome idea if you lose a card or if something gets damaged, for sure. All right. There's 15 of you in the live right now currently. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up thing. There, it's not even right now, so make sure you help me even that out. We have a few emails to answer. An ad popped up. Yes, girl, she's monetized. Thanks. It's an odd change, but yeah. So let's get started with an email. Dear Madam Adam, I'm supposed to be logging all the things giving me anxiety because of recent stress over some poor communication that upset me. So we're acknowledging that something upset you and we're logging the sources. Okay. Very good. That's very self-aware. It also helped bring about a realization of what motivates and in instances irritates me. Okay. Since this insight, I've been more able to remind myself some deeper truths and find more relative calm. Is this the truth for me or a defense against the helplessness of analyzing every anxiety and irritation? Very interesting. Okay, okay. Is this the truth for me or a defense against the helplessness of analyzing every anxiety and irritation? Your self-awareness is lovely, Elizabeth. Thank you for writing in. Let's see what I've got for you. I mean, if it makes you happy, let's not knock it. You know, if it's 10 of cups energy, if it supports the emotional abundance, then I wouldn't knock it. It's what it's doing is allowing you the ability to choose. It's giving you the ability to choose. All this awareness is giving you the ability to decide where and how you spend your energy. So the practical decisions out of the emotional ones, or rather the practical decisions that come from our strong feelings. It makes sense for you to do things. It makes sense for you to do things that align with how you feel. So let me make sure I understand. Helped. We've been documenting the stresses, realization about what motivates you and irritates you. More able to remind yourself of some deeper truths and find more relative calm. Yeah, is this the truth for me or a defense against the helplessness of analyzing every anxiety and irritation? No, I think that this is it's what's true for you. But as I said, it's the lovers. It's giving you the ability to choose what you do with your energy, what you decide to invest in, emotionally, physically, spiritually, etc. So, Two of Swords, the lovers. What else? Queen of Cups energy. Yeah, this will make you Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. This will make approaching new opportunities unique. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities continue to come your way, new seeds to be planted. And this self-awareness will make approaching them and how you plant those seeds unique now. Queen of Cups energy. It also is going to change how you see yourself. So I think this is the truth for you. But I think the loudest thing, as I keep saying, is that it's giving you the ability to choose. So give that some thought, Elizabeth. I hope you resonate. Let's go to the chat really quick. Michelle, hi, hun. How can I get rid of a toxic or evil person? I have to do something. Interesting. Well, there's really only one of two ways you can get rid of somebody. You can either say, hey, you person, get the fuck away from me, or you can remove yourself. Those are really the only two options you have. You can avoid them, you know? I mean, not to sound like overly practical, but that's really it. Like, you either say, hey, person, I need you to stay away from me, leave me alone. And you remove yourself. Those are the only two options. You tried both of those things. Okay, so that means then that you have tried to tell the person to stay away from you, and they choose then not to stay away from you. Then you get a restraining order. You call the police then. This is like, there's no magical, you call the police. This is harassment. I told this person to stay away from me and they won't. Then you get the police involved. There's no mystical, magical thing about that. About there's no magic to harassment. You know what I mean? Like, tarot isn't going to answer that for you. You need to call the police. I always hate that when people are like, they won't leave me alone. And I'm like, okay, like, you got to do what the practical thing. Like, the hard next step is for you to call the cops. Let's see here. Yeah, that's true, Drama Kitty. The magic is the ability that that piece of paper gives you. That's true. The restraining order. All right. Next, I have a message from a Becky W. Hey there, gorgeous. Today was the first time I've heard about your YouTube channel. I'm a slacker troll. My apologies. Yes. Thank you to those of you that are here and watching. I appreciate you. I have enough subscribers now to be monetized. So I appreciate you and continue sharing the live. I figured free reads would be enough of a draw for people. So maybe we need to spread the word some more. Going through it right now, my neighbors have harassed me for 2 years and I snapped. I now know it's illegal to chase a kid out of your yard with a guitar. Oh my God. Oh my God. The repercussions of my actions have cost me my home and my jobs. I don't mean to laugh at your hardship, but that is fucking funny. I very much need guidance right now and know where to set my next steps. Obviously, I can't be left to my own choices. If you can share your light and let me know how to get back on track, I'll be forever grateful. You're amazing, darling. Oh my God. Neighbors, right? Like fucking A. God forbid you're just trying to get a kid off your property and, you know, I mean, I guess anything is a weapon if used properly. What a world. What a world we live in. I love this. For what it's worth, Becky, I'm on your side. For what it's worth, I am on your side. Let's see. What you need to hear today, Becky. Yeah, you had a good thing going, didn't you? Things were going really well. And then this sudden change of everything. Yeah. This sudden change, a death of sorts. And now we're grieving and you have to get out there and fight for what you want. The only way out is through. I have the hardship here, but it seems that if you can follow your emotional self, there's abundance on the other side of that rainbow. On the other side of that emotional idea, there's prosperity. So, if you can have the perseverance, if you can have the stamina to push through and follow a feeling, that feeling should lead you to money. Follow your gut, darling. What about this Five of Pentacles, though? Yeah, hard work. Oftentimes, when we're manifesting money, we're manifesting work. Yeah, deep reflection is needed to uncover this emotional gift that you can follow. Self-defense and cleanse. Like I said, you're going to have to stand up for yourself and fight for what you want. You're going to have to advocate for yourself and then constantly have a system of cleanse and washing the bullshit and the pain, the negative stuff off you. It's going to take time and ritual, consistency. But on the other side of all of your stuff here, I pulled an additional card per card. And on the other side of all of your stuff, you have very promising cards. So the state that you're in is definitely not permanent. Death is a change of seasons. It's like the passage of time. It happens to everyone. Everything ends. Yeah, follow your intuition. Be mindful of wearing your heart on your sleeve. All right. It is about 20 after. Let's see if there's anybody on the text chain here. I don't see any new. I'm trying to add WhatsApp as well, but currently it's just the number that I have, which is 352-346-9972. Feel free to text in with your question for some free advice, or some cards. Yeah. I hope you've been enjoying the live thus far and the reads that we've done so far in Dear Madam Adam. All right, this one is from a couple of weeks ago. This one's in a couple of paragraphs. Okay, let's see what we've got. And again, don't forget that you can text in if you would like to while we do this. So this one is from someone called Magenta. Hello, Madam Adam. My name is Magenta. You did a reading for me on Friday evening, and it helped solidify what I knew I had to do, and that it was the correct move to move into solidarity to do what I instinctively needed to. To lay down the foundation, I am a witch who is connected to the other side and has always been rooted in my intuitive voice of my higher self, but I'm certainly not someone who knows everything, nor has no faults when it comes to self-doubting. Welcome to the club. I met this woman over a year and a half ago who at first was just another face in the crowd, but then soon became someone who was working on something big metaphysically that I became a part of as well. Since the beginning of this so-called partnership, my inner voice was screaming about needing to go about helping another woman whom we were divinely guided toward to help escape an abusive situation that she is still within to some degree alone. At the full lunar eclipse blood moon back in March, I finally shut myself off from this other woman. I stopped communicating cold turkey and began doing what intuitively I was being guided to do since over a year before that. That prompted her to send multiple messages many times over every single day, attempting to get me to respond, even having mutual friends message me about out of the blue, starting conversations about one thing or another as bait, and even threatening to call the police for a wellness check, even though she knew I would be online and such. The only reason the police were not called because the artistic director at the ballet studio I take classes and perform at, whom I had known since I was a teenager 20 years ago, was also contacted by her and reassured her that I was there taking classes. She did not say anything else because she too picked up on stalker-ish behavior from this. Her literal "I miss you" messages alone have my intuitive voice uncomfortable with this. Hang on, let me go back for a second. Yeah, but you just stopped communicating cold turkey. So I would, I mean, I figure maybe at least give this person like low key some kind of explanation. I mean, I think it's a little, I think we're being a little fast and loose with the stalker ish behavior, especially since you were partnered with this person working on some stuff. And then suddenly, just out of the blue, you went cold turkey because you were intuitively guided to do that. That's fine. But like, I would at least give that person like a lab partner like a heads up. I'm comparing something small, but follow my tangent. If I had someone that I was partnered with working on something and then just like not, I don't know. Let's read the rest of this. For the record, her abilities were not fully trustworthy because of meddling from outside sources. She can also be obnoxious and not take the hint that she can become obsessive to the point that this woman, who was more of a high level celebrity status on Broadway, we were attempting to help her cut off from attending private meetings with her and even from an event she was a part of recently, labeling her as a security threat to the host company, who then, what? This is so confusing. Based on their policies, canceled her reservation to said event. The only time they would converse is when security was physically right there at stage door. I don't understand what just happened. Hang on a second. This is not written well. Maybe English isn't our first language. For the record, her abilities were not fully trustworthy because of meddling from outside sources. I don't know what that means. She can also be obnoxious and not take a hint that she can also become obsessive to the point that this woman, who was more of a high level celebrity status on Broadway, we were attempting to help cut her off from attending private meetings with her and even from an event she was a part of recently, labeling her as a security threat. Who? The Broadway person or the girl? To the host company, who then, based on their policies, canceled. Okay, the girl, you are just rambling. The only time they would converse is when security was physically right there at the stage door, and even then it appeared it was out of kind heart and not from fully being enthralled about her being there. You mean thrilled about her being there every night for the 2 weeks she was there in her latest Broadway stint, and the several dozens for the bigger stint for another show that brought all of us together for better or for worse. Okay, that was the biggest run-on sentence ever. I apologize. This is so complicated and dramatic. I know I will have to physically face this woman that was a partner I was not very willing to continue working alongside, and have bit my tongue on a lot of matters like I have done all of my life for other reasons. I know I will have to tell her the truth, even if she digs her heels in deeper to the deception she has been giving about her relationship with this Broadway woman. I guess I just wanted to rant a bit and to know, okay, well, this isn't the place for you to rant, honey. I'm trying to run a show here. Um, to know if not saying a word to her over 2 months later of walking my own path and this whole thing alone was the right thing to do. She does mean well, but in the end, she seems more of an obstacle. You made it dramatic. You just stopped talking to this person cold turkey. They don't take a hint, whatever. So you finally stop talking to them cold turkey. You just want my input. Okay. Well, Jesus Christ, first of all, this is really fucking dramatic. You just stopped talking to her cold turkey. I would be confused as well and be like, what the fuck? I hope people are still watching. I'm sorry, that was a lot to read. It was a lot of just one run-on sentence, but here's what I have for you, Magenta. This person is stubborn, but so are you. Cut off is necessary. Page of Swords energy. But things should work out. It should be fine. Yeah, the sun. Things should be fine. Things should work out. Mind your business. You have enough work to do on your own. But not being around this person is best. There's other connections for you to be had. So I don't know what else to say. That's a lot. It's hard when you open up to somebody and then you find out that they're not quite who you thought they were or whatever. It can be complicated. I've had my own circumstances. Anyway, let's go to another one. Karina has written in once again. This is from the 11th. Bear with me. Sorry it took me so long to get to this. Karina here. I feel really good about where I'm at in my life, my relationship of co-creator with the universe. And I also just got a tarot deck. We knew that. Yep. Blah, blah. Got the tarot deck. Cute imagery. Look deeper. It packs quite a punch. Perfect for you. Very good. Really thankful for you because I get to learn tarot in that introspective way that I love. No cookie cutter BS. It's also beautiful to discover that I can read for myself and still have such a deep appreciation for your general reads. Oh, you're fine. Thank you for the love in chat. I appreciate you in this email as well. Everything is clicking really well. Even if there's challenges, I'm successfully moving through them. However, the financial part isn't quite clicking. Okay. I mean, there's definitely small signs of abundance, like feeling really empowered buying that cameo when before I'd have questioned the money spent, but still, that's not money coming from my business. I wonder if that part isn't flowing simply because it needs more patience and consistency, or there's something else to it. Okay. Thank you so much if you choose to read all of this. Of course. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We're going to go look for your 10 of Pentacles, but I mean, I'm going through it. My business is going through it. People don't book private sessions like they used to, even lives. I feel like I'm pulling teeth a little bit sometimes to try to get people to follow the directions, get the paid reads, do all the things. So it's not just you. I think it's the economy. There's a lot to do with it. But let's go look for your 10 of Pentacles and see what we have to say about your financial endeavors. This is one of my favorite methods of doing reads. If there's a card that symbolizes or represents what you're going through, go look for that card. Well, Judgment and the Queen of Swords. Two cards that have change attached to them. So something needs a change. Judgment implies that we need to be honest with ourselves here. Kind of a reality check needs to happen. Karina, do you have the passionate support of your partner in your financial endeavors? Like, is your partner supportive of what you do? Yeah. That's a pivotal piece of this. Relying a bit more on that is something. Now's a good time for you to look back at an old idea and see if you can make something out of that now. But yeah, it's time for a change up. And when I ask what needs changing, the answers were look to an old idea, be logical about what isn't working, and rely on that support from your partner. Yeah, the Two of Swords. You have ghost, spooky, cute ghost tarot, right? So it comes from this Rider Waite. That's why they're blindfolded, because it comes from this. So Two of Swords is about blocking out the bullshit and making logical and practical decisions. Maybe we're not seeing something, you know, we're too blinded by feeling that we need to be logical here. Yeah. Thank you as always for writing in. Greatly appreciated. You too can write in to dearmadamadam at gmail.com or text in live to 352-346-9972. I'd love to have you. Chrissy has asked a great question. I've been wanting to deepen my spiritual practices and connections, but I always feel like I hit a wall, looking for a way to connect with my guides or what I can do to open myself up more. I don't think this needs a read. I think this needs just some practical advice. Maybe some of you feel this way as well, but I think that a lot of it is down to physical practice. You know, it's not enough to just notice when there's synchronicities or angel numbers. It's not enough to just, you know, catch it when you catch it. You have to induce it. You have to bring it with you. You have to physically make it a part of what you do daily. So a great way to do this, in my opinion, is to have an altar or a set up space for your spiritual practices, and get into the habit of offerings. If you, as an example, wanted to make an offering to the Empress loves a Friday, and fresh flowers is a thing for the Empress. So buying fresh flowers for yourself every Friday could be like an offering that you could make to the Empress, that kind of thing. So thinking about ways that you can physically incorporate your spirituality into your day-to-day. And this is stuff that we talk about in private sessions, and we uncover, and I use a lot of my books and sources to help you find that thing and connect to something that we do through tarot. So any kind of deity work or spirit guide work that you do with me is going to reference the major arcana deities like the Emperor, the Empress, stuff like that. The High Priestess, the Magician, etc. So, but I have a lot of different sources and books that I use for that. A card for you, Chrissy, just because Yeah, Queen of Swords energy. Don't push it. Don't push it. Change up is needed a bit. Try not to anticipate problems and issues. Don't push it, but keep going. Be practical. Oh, what does this say? Kimberly Rodriguez, I am searching for love and can never find it. What the cards have to tell me about love? Well, what the cards have to tell you is that if you are searching for love and you can't find it, then you don't own a mirror, babe. If you can never find it, then you don't understand it and you're not seeing it in yourself. You have to love yourself in a way that it just happens. That is really the secret. It only ever happens when you are not searching for it so hard, when you are content with yourself and your life and what life has to offer you, when you don't feel that gap in you that you need somebody, that's when you find them. So you have to work on yourself until you don't feel that gap anymore, because you really don't need it. It's just fear. It's fear and a lack of self-worth, feeling that you need other people to fill you in some way. Being social is one thing, being lonely is one thing, but like this I can never find it is this act of desperation that you need it so deeply. You don't. And you need to wrap your head around that first. When you don't need it, when you are whole in yourself and working on being whole in yourself, is when these opportunities and true, honest love you're able to see it in front of you and invest in it and make relationships out of it. And I know from experience. So do with that what you will. Here's another email from Haley. This was back at the Scorpio full moon. I don't want to be too specific because I deeply trust you and your interpretations and your cards. Some information about me. I'm a Scorpio sun, Taurus moon, Cancer rising. Scorpio full moon is largely about big changes. I was hoping for information along those lines. So what big changes can we anticipate since then? We're in new moon energy now, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a couple weeks. But Haley, Knight of Swords energy. You're unstoppable right now. You're not to be messed with. And make sure you look before you leap. Simply think before you speak. That might be the gist of it, really. Yeah, there's hope in this new moon era. The rush that we've been feeling kind of mellows out in this season. So that's lovely. Embrace the changes. Pay attention to swift action. Don't be deceptive. Don't react to everything is what I'm getting at. In the text messages, we have a message here. This is from Danae. Today is my 36th birthday. Happy birthday for you. You are just a year behind me. I'd love to hear your take on where do we go from here. It's been a long few years that were filled with loads of trauma and some bright spots as well. I'm finding myself exhausted and burnt out and tired of sticking to niceties slash hiding the pain I'm in when around my community. I was raised by a narcissistic psychopath, which means I don't feel safe sharing my truth in social situations easily. In fact, it's terrifying because doing so came with severe consequences for most of my life. That's a lifelong work in progress. I fully agree. Fully understand. But for what it's worth, people don't really need you to share your truth all the time. They just need you to be present and, you know, that's really it. Like, people just really just need you to be here, you know? They just need you to be here with them. That's what my husband ever tells me whenever I'm having anxiety or I'm worrying too much or something like that. He's like, can you just be here with me? Can you just like enjoy the fact that we're here together? Can you just like be here with me? You know, and there are times where I tell him straight up, no, like I can't, like my brain won't let me. I need to do one of my action plans to like come back to earth or whatever. But people don't need you to share your truth all the time. You know, people just need you to be present. And if your truth is that you find it difficult to be present, then we just need you to, then that's all the truth we need. You know, it's just, you have the difference. Sticking to niceties and hiding your pain isn't, you know, sharing your truth doesn't mean being nice, you know? So I think you have that wrapped around pretty well. We're tired of hiding. We don't feel safe being honest. Yeah, people really don't care. You know? Last year, here's my anecdote. Last year, Halloween Horror Nights, opening night, and Dustin wanted to do everything. And I was like, I don't know if I have the energy, if I have the stamina to do everything. And around like midnight, I think, I was like, yeah, I'm tapped. I'm done. I'm going to be honest, and this is my limit. And I felt bad because he pouted and he was like, oh, come on. Come on. Like, we have like just a few more houses. And I'm like, I'm literally dragging ass. I can't. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm going to cry. And he's like, okay, well, let's just go then. And that sucked because I felt bad, but like, still needed to like express that honesty of like, I can't. So when that's all he wanted was for me to be present and do whatever it is that we're doing here, you know? What are you doing here in the moment? What are we doing? What am I supposed to be doing here in the moment? Does that make sense, chat? Wherever you are, what are you supposed to be doing? What is the intention of being here? I catch myself sometimes at the movies where the movie might be a little boring and it like takes me out and I realize I'm at the movies and my mind wanders and I start thinking about other things like, what am I going to do after? What should I be doing? What should I be doing instead? Or whatever. And it's like, no, like, I'm supposed to be here watching this movie, watch the movie, get back into the movie, you know? So it's hard, but that's all people really want from you is they just want your attention and to do whatever it is that we're here to do, wherever you are. But like you said, lifelong progress. Yeah, it's a lifelong journey. I get it. So let's see what I've got for you, Danae. Stress, anxiety, insomnia, high. We're aware of that. Reflection, if you don't have a system, make one, create one. Wellness needs to be a top priority for you. Some emotional awareness is the vibe also. This is your hermit year, babe. The year that you find your path through the darkness. I need to get better at saying it out loud. This is Danae, the person that I'm reading. Needs to get better at saying it out loud. It's so scary because it's usually not received well. Yeah, that's that bit about boundaries and conflict. People often don't have a problem with our boundaries, but they have a problem with a conflict when they encounter them. My partner is a place I usually can say things out loud, but not so much with others. I'm looking for that path. LOL. I'm definitely looking. Yeah, I'm glad. I have grown to enjoy when I'm disagreeable to people because it's not often that it happens, but it thins the herd. It thins the herd of who and what you give your energy to, your attention to. I've been thinking about you so much when I just want to pick up a book and read, but it feels so guilty and you related so much. Did you ever find a way to get around that? Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've shared this before, but my workaround is I made a list of everything that I'd left unfinished. Books, video games, TV shows, anime, movies, anything that I had left unfinished. I made a list of those things. And when I have time for myself, I cross something off that list so that it feels like an accomplishment as well as, a comfort at the same time. And another way I got around that is that I started to realize the things that I felt I should be doing instead, and I really measured those things and I cut them out of my life. And it was really fucking hard. Like the elephant, and my personal elephant in the room that I haven't shared with anyone yet. And I feel as though I do owe it to my fandom in these last few minutes to talk about this. I have decided it is just not the right time for me to write a book. My publisher and I have been going back and forth about my manuscript and deadlines and things like that. And the short version is that it got to a point where writing this book felt like a chore and like something that kept me from enjoying my life. When I wanted to sit down and pick up a book and read, I felt guilty. Oh, I can't read a book. I'm supposed to be writing my own. I'm supposed to be writing my own. So I realized that it started to bear this feeling of guilt over me, and everything that I had written, I would go back and forth on about whether or not it was correct or whether or not it was the right thing. What I wrote 10 pages that was very wordy and very storytelly. And then I wrote um, another sample to my editor that was very short and abrupt definitions, very short, sweet, to the point kind of definitions. And that wasn't right for them, and also wasn't right for me. I second guessed everything, and I am just not in a place in my career right now where writing a book is something that I want even to do. So I just, my heart just wasn't in it. I had been prolonging it for far too long. And I feel lighter and better about other things I have going on, and the ability to enjoy myself and play my video games and do movie reviews and deck reviews and do things, the day-to-day things that I feel that I can focus on. Because it was like, I can't write my book. I've got to make content. I need to make money. I need to do events, and I have other things that take precedent over, writing a book. And writing a book is really, really hard, and something that takes an exorbitant amount of attention and energy and time. And I know a lot of people and creators, especially lately, that have been coming out with their own books, and I'm very proud of them. And I think that's really amazing. But it's just not the right time right now. I just don't have it in me. Yeah, thank you for the support in the chat. It really means a lot to me. I've been putting off saying this out loud to you all because I don't want anyone to be upset. I'm sure I expect disappointment. But yeah, it was taking too much away and not giving enough back, if that makes sense. So, yeah. It'll happen. I'm not worried. There will be other times and other things. But I'm definitely in a better place mentally because of it, because of putting that down. I'm definitely in a better place. So yeah. Now that that's out of the way, thank you all so much for joining me for another super fun Dear Madam. We got through some emails. We answered some text messages as well. I don't think there's anything going on next week that will block me from doing this. So I should be back next week for some more free reads. Join me in about an hour or so for paid readings on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out deck reviews as they're coming out more frequently. And don't forget to share and tell everybody to follow me on YouTube and watch the live replay and write in and all of that. Who doesn't love free reads? We should have more than 30 people watching this live. Come on now. Thank you all so much, though, for being here. Shout out to the moderators as well. Thank you all, as always, for flying Star Tours. Have a great evening, and I will see you for the after party in about an hour. See you then.